Okay, welcome along to this time. It's Sunday dinner. Zoom Worldwide appeared to have a problem, so thank you to Lasse for holding on for 6 hours so we could do this. My name's John McGilvray.
And I'm Liam Rudden, and just to remind you, once again, I'll be monitoring the Facebook page and bringing all your questions that you have for Lasse. John.
Yeah, thanks Liam, and thank you Lasse for joining us and for holding on. How are you?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm doing good.
Man. Good man. Yeah, we're fine here. We're staying safe in our homes. We always like to start with a big question. And as a fellow Norwegian, we want to know, in which world was Tore André Flo worth £12 million?
What'd you say to
It's okay. Forget it. It's okay. I know Liam had spoken to you on the phone, and he mentioned lockdown, which was a bit strange to you. How is life in Norway then? It seems to be very different from the UK.
Yeah, it's starting to get opened up a little bit, step by step. Schools are getting open, the kindergartens, and we are allowed to go outside. We just need to think about the restrictions with holding a meter from each other and stuff like that, and not be, I think it's 20 or 25 people in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm as privileged I can go to work every day, just down the street, so I'm doing fine in the circumstances,
And what is it that you're doing for work then? What's keeping you busy?
I go to a fabric producing food, and it's just 200 meters down the street, so it's good for me to have something to do now that we can ride and I can have an income,
Good.
I've had a message. Yeah, I've had a message for you, Lasse, from Derek Wilkinson of Duddingston Private Hire, who says your workshop is ready and we all look forward to meeting you. Apparently that's the same workshop that Eric Riss used to use. So is that where you're going to be based when you're here? You've got a workshop with Derek?
Yeah, it sounds like it. I haven't really, as there was so much things going on, I didn't really have the chance to get to know where and when and stuff like that. So but if it sounds really good, I really look forward to meet them too, and to use the workshop. Should be fantastic. And
Lynette Linton has asked, when did you first ride Speedway? When did you first get on a bike?
I think I was 5 or 6 years old. We moved to the place we live now, and Elgarne, the Speedway track, is 6 kilometers from here, and yeah, that's where I started, and from then on I rode every week, and soon started to get outside the country because the Speedway is not big enough to do here, So.
And what was it inspired you to get on a bike? Was there an influence in your life that introduced you to Speedway?
No, I didn't really know what it was before I got here. I used to do cycling on BMX, BMX cycling, and when we moved from where I lived first, I had to quit, and because it was too far away to get to the track and stuff like that. So I was taken up to the Speedway track by my dad, and yeah, he had the interest in it, and my granddad also had a big interest in it. So it was from them, I got into the sport.
Is there anyone in your family, or people like yourself, and we speak to young Speedway riders, there has to be people who support them. Is there anyone in your family who's particularly supported you and pushed you forward?
Everyone has played a part, but my dad has always been with me, both in this country and all over Europe. He's been traveling with me, and put his own life on wait to letting me live my dream, you know. And but everyone has played their part in supporting me, and they still do. And of course, my granddad, he's also very interested. He watches all the meetings he can on television, and he also have been with me a couple of trips. He was due to be with me over to Scotland when I first was going to come in March. So we'll see if we can get him over soon.
Good, and I know a lot of the Australian boys came over and then went back to Australia. I take it you didn't get a chance to come to Scotland. You just stayed in Norway, yeah?
Yeah, it was a close call. I was packed up and ready Friday night. I was due to the ferry to Denmark Saturday morning, and I was just going home to my mom's house and say goodbye, and suddenly we saw on the television Denmark they closed down the borders, and then I was going to go through Denmark, you know, to get to the ferry from Holland, and when I couldn't get to Denmark, I couldn't travel, so I had to stay home. But if borders came one day later, I would probably be over there, and then had to come back home again, you know, because the Speedway was also cancelled.
So how disappointing was that for you, Lasse? Because I imagine it must have been very exciting having won a team place with Edinburgh and to be so near yet so far when that happened.
Yeah, you know, it was a big blow. I was out practicing a couple of weeks before and doing everything ready and testing the bikes I was going to bring over. But it's the same for everyone, you know. I couldn't do anything about it, so kind of helps. But it was tough. It was tough. But let's just hope I can get when we get started, I will be as hungry as ever. So.
And you almost, I looked at the Monarchs website earlier, I was doing a bit of research on you through the week, and you almost, apparently according to the website, signed for us last season. What was the story there, and why did it not quite come about?
Yeah, you know, I have ever since I was there in the 70th anniversary meeting, I had contact with the club, you know. So last summer they also contacted me and coming over in the middle of the season, but and I was keen to go. I was ready to go. I guess I can't really remember what it was, but it just didn't happen. But I was told to be patient and they were going to find a spot for me when the time's right. So it's maybe even better to get into the team in front of full season, because then you get the winter to get the bikes and get everything dialed in. If I was going over in the summer, you know, I had to bring my own bikes and get some bikes for riding in Sweden, you know, in the middle of the season. So might be kind of stressed, but I would have done it if the chance got there. But I was glad they contacted me again in winter and I could get a chance to get into the team.
So what are your plans for, what were your plans certainly for 2020? Was it to race in Sweden and the UK? Was there any other leagues that you were participating in?
Yeah, it was Sweden and UK, and I also I have a first division team in Denmark, which I can ride. Yeah, when I want, when the schedule is for it. So, but I was going to stay in UK, you know, stay there and then fly over when the meetings in Sweden were, because that's not too many meetings. I think it's 10 or 12 meetings a year, and of course there's a lot many more in UK. So I was going to stay there and just fly over when I was going other places. I was also due to race the qualifications, you know, the European and the GPs. So they are all obviously cancelled, you know.
Yeah.
There's a question here from David Cunningham, Lassie, who asks, are you happy with the 5-point average that you would have been on coming into that you are on coming into the UK for the first time?
Yeah, I think it should be good. Just for me, I think if I could score some points and do a good job for the team, I think the points would come after I got a bit dialed in the UK, and yeah, I think I could hold on to the 5-point limit.
What are your memories of the Armadale track from a couple of years ago? Was it a track that you liked? Was it a setup that you liked?
Yeah, I thought back then the track was very hard to ride because I had never tried anything like it before. It was so small and narrow, So, but I kind of liked it as I got a bit into the groove. I went from there and thinking I was better the last heat than I was in the first heat, and that's a good feeling, even though I didn't score any points. So, but I think if I can get to practice at the track, I can get time on it, and I can, get busy and get into form. We can use it all as a home advantage. It's just as hard for a away rider, coming into the track. So I can have an advantage if I ride it every week in, week out.
It's funny you say about Armadale being a small track and a narrow track. Kenny Crichton asks, do you prefer big tracks or the smaller tracks?
No, actually, I don't. I've never minded the small tracks. I think I always done better when the track is a bit smaller. My home track in Sweden the last years is also a small track, and my home track here in Elgan is also a small one. So, but the thing about Armadale is a bit more gritty than the ones I've used to here. But I think it will be good when I get into the form to do the track but yeah, I think to answer the question, I like the small track better.
You rode for Valsarna last year in Sweden alongside Thomas Jonassen and Magnus Carlsen. Did they talk to you about what it's like at Edinburgh? What obviously we'd spoken that you were potentially signing last season. Were they saying to you, "Yep, that's a good place to go and head over there"?
Yeah, I didn't talk much to Magnus about it. I think it was 2 years ago he was in the team. He wasn't there last year. But
Thomas, throwing you up here, Leo.
Yeah, Thomas, I talked a lot to Thomas about it. He recommended me going over. He said it was a good place. It was a great club, a club we can trust in, and yeah, he told me, of course, he also liked the track. He think it was hard to start with, but I've heard some stories he was riding the fence over there. So yeah, but he had only good words to say about the club, so that's good.
You were going to be reunited at the start of this season with Kai Thompson as well, I believe. You rode with last year. Do you like riding with Kai? Was that a good riding partnership or relationship you had last year with him?
Yeah, Kai is a good guy. I got to know him in Denmark last year. We were on the same team, and yeah, we was doing some team riding. Good rider, good guy. So yeah, I was looking forward to get reunited with him this year.
Who are your inspirations? Who are the riders that you look up to? Do you have any favourites just from anywhere in the world?
Nah, I take a bit from everyone, I guess. When I always, if you can say who I love to watch riding, just watch the style. I love to watch Lasse. He was incredible on his bike. He is such an inspiration to watch what he can do on a speedway bike. So I like his style of riding, but when I try to take a bit from everyone. I see a lot of meetings. I see a lot of riding, and yeah, try to. I have not one special that I really do follow, but we also have Rune Holta, the Norwegian pole guy. He was also grown up riding in Elgane here up, and I met him a couple of times, and he's also been an inspiration because obviously we're from the same country, and the sport is not really big here. So
yeah, it's funny you mentioned Rooney Holter, because Gary Dixon asks how many other Norwegian speedway riders are currently riding professionally.
Now,
Yeah.
I think as much as you can say Rune Holta is a Norwegian, he is obviously professional, but I guess the rest of them is not. There's no one make a living out of speedway here, apart from him.
Yeah, you said your local track was 6 kilometres away. Am I right in saying you're in the south of Norway?
Yeah, southwest.
So
right.
how difficult is it to go and practice and to do kind of any form of the speedway in Norway, or do you just need to go abroad and ply your trade there?
Yeah, if my closest track is as you said, 6 kilometers from here, but the next closest is 250 kilometers from here. So it's a big distances from tracks. We have also that's one is in Kristiansand, down the south, and we have also in Oslo. We have a couple of tracks out there in the east, but I think it's maybe 6-7 tracks all over the country which we can ride on. So it's not easy to be just stay in Norway for speedway rider, because there is not much activity and there's big distances between the tracks. So you need to get abroad.
That takes us to another question from David Cunningham, Lasse, who says, did you see your chance of signing for the Monarchs as a good way of breaking into racing in the UK?
Yeah, definitely. I've always said I wanted to go to the UK to get to learn, and I think it's the best way to learn more about speedway, because tracks are different and there's so many meetings. You need to do everything by yourself, and that's really something that makes you grow as a rider. And everyone I've talked to, riders and people who are trying to give me advice, always said, you go to the UK and you grow from boy to a man, So
yeah,
I was
David also said,
I was never in doubt
that
I wanted to come to UK. That was a no-brainer.
David also asks, what would be the most difficult part of riding in the UK? Would it be racing at different tracks every week, finding setups and the travelling? Do you enjoy the travelling involved?
Yeah, I not enjoy, but it's not something that I not like. It's just sometimes it can be exhausting, but it's a part of it. I'm used to it. I've always done it, so the traveling is not a problem for me. I am so used to it. As I said, I've always traveled from when I was a little boy. I traveled over to Denmark to ride the smallest, the 50cc bikes, So of course, there's a lot of traveling in UK, and there was also going to be a new thing for me to do the flights and stuff like that over to Sweden and Europe. But I think I could have handled it well. That the traveling is as exhausting it could be. It can also be a good thing,
I don't think there's any Speedway rider that enjoys the travelling for the ones I've spoken to over the years. Alex Gibson has asked Lasse, as it can get a bit cold at Armadale, and that's an understatement, at home in Norway, how long does the winter last, and what is the coldest temperature that you think you've ridden Speedway?
The winter over here, it's in March we had very good weather. We had 50, 60 degrees and full sun and stuff like that. And just last week we had snow, so you never know. It's so difficult. But about how cold I ride in, I think that must be. I did a meeting in Sweden. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago in October. I think it was a couple of minus degrees. I couldn't hold on to the bike, because I was so cold in the fingers. It was freezing cold. So I think that was the worst. But
good, that'll set you up nicely for Armadale. Then you'll fit right in now.
Yeah, I remember when I was there. I think we were middle of June. And when we left the track, the sun was about to go down, and we were, it was like a winter,
Yeah,
but,
Liam's good at bringing the hand warmers, mate. We won't see you stuck next season.
We always have spare hand warmers up in the tower. Listen, David, just going away from Speedway for a second, David Cunningham has also said that, he says, Lasse, I've been to the north of Norway in Sweden and had some pretty weird food. So are you ready to try haggis?
I've heard about haggis. When I first said to my mates and colleagues I was going over Scotland, the first thing they said was, you gotta try the haggis. But yeah, definitely give it a try. But
do you know what's in it?
No, I don't know.
Do you want to know what's in it?
There's no one who has said to me what's in it. So they just said you need to try it. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We'll tell you what's in it after you've tried it.
Okay.
Just on that, obviously we normally have Sunday lunch with these guys. It's now kind of Sunday dinner. In the UK, a typical Sunday dinner is some form of roasted protein, i.e. chicken, lamb, beef, with potatoes, vegetables and lots of gravy. What's a typical Norwegian Sunday dinner?
Sunday dinner should be meatballs with potatoes and brown sauce. Maybe that's a typical Norwegian Sunday dinner. We also have. I'm pretty sure you don't know what it is, but it's something we make out of potato and I guess I don't even know what it's called in English. But I think the national the most common to eat in Sunday should be the meatballs.
Tell me, what is your fitness regime like? I mean, how do you keep fit and keep yourself in trim for the season?
I do a lot of running. I like to run. We also have a football season in Norway. Because we play a lot of football, and I play for the local team. I really enjoy playing football. So obviously we're not doing that right now because the restrictions. But so now it's a bit of running. I like to running in the woods and also on normal running. That's really what I do. I train a lot of strength also, but right now you can't really do that on the training fitness centers and stuff like that is closed. So
well, I know that. Sorry, I was going to say I know that John's a big football fan. So what team do you play for?
I play for the local team. So it's not a big team. I'm I think we were in the 6th division in Norway. So it's not very serious, as you know.
Still be a decent standard, I'd imagine. Do you have a team in Norway then that you follow?
What?
Do you have a team in Norway that you support, that you follow?
No, I don't really watch too much Norwegian football, to be honest. But I come to UK. Actually, I come to England a couple of times to watch Arsenal. I follow them. My family follow them. We've been to London a couple of times, and also some away games. But that's about it. I watch a lot of games, but not in Norway. I watch usually British games.
You'll come to Edinburgh and they'll talk about teams, Hearts and Hibs, but just forget about them. There's a team called Falkirk. That's all you need to know, and we'll look after you from there. But getting back to Speedway, Lasse, I wanted to talk about the GP qualifier that you did in 2018 in Denmark. I had a look at this, and you scored 7 points on the day. And then I looked at the field that was there: Robert Lambert, Christoph Kasperzak, Brady Kurtz, Jack Holder, Dan Bewley, Jakob Forsell, Niels Christian Iversen. That's a pretty impressive lineup. To score 7 points there, I think in anyone's book, is good going. What was that experience like, and what did you learn from that GP qualifier?
Yeah, I remember that very good. I remember coming from, I think the qualifier was Saturday, and we came from Germany, Güstrow. I was riding there Friday night, and I had a very, very good meeting. I scored maximum and got into the final, and then messed up the final, and I think I don't really remember. I just remember I scored maximum points. I was feeling really good. And then messed it up, and we rode all night to Denmark to get to the GP qualifier, and yeah, I was ready to go again. And yeah, we did the practice, and then the sky just opened up. There was rain, and there was lightning, and we never thought that the meeting would go on. But suddenly there was sun again, and they made the track a really, really good racetrack, and that fitted me well. I got into a good groove there, and yeah, I learned a lot from that. I beat some good riders, and it was a good experience for me to do that.
You said you beat some good riders. I could only find that you'd scored 7 points. I couldn't actually see the heat results. Who did you beat on the night? Because you must have taken some good scalps to get 7 points.
Actually, I don't really remember the names of the ones I beat now, but I just remember I went from there, and I thought I might have beaten someone that thought that didn't really know who I was, and that felt good. And but yeah, it was a strong lineup, and even if I don't remember just who I beat, I must have beaten someone good, because 7 points that was.
Lasse, had you set yourself any targets for this year coming to ride for Edinburgh? Had you set yourself any personal goals that you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, I wanted to do well for the team in UK, and stay in the team, and do a good job for the team, first of all, and of course wanted to ride as good as they wanted me again for 2021, and from then I wanted to do well in the individual meetings, like the qualifiers. Not that I say I wanted to go through with them, but I wanted to do to make a name for myself, and and score some points like I did that year in 2018. So yeah, that was about it. I guess it's a bit step by step, you know.
Yeah, Scott Somerville asks, in which countries have you raced in?
It's a few. I've got raced in Scandinavia. You know, have been to Finland. I was in Finland last year, and of course I've been to the UK a couple of times riding. I've been Poland, Czech Republic, France, Germany, Holland, Belgium, Italy. I've been to.
A well-travelled young man then. Is Edinburgh the only track in the UK that you've ridden in, asks Andrew Jeffrey?
No, I've been to King's Lynn once. I think it was a GP qualifier there in 2016 or 17, 2016 I think. That was down in King's Lynn. And, yeah, I was enjoying it, but it was also a hard experience.
And Scott Goodwood asks, sorry Liam, Scott Goodwood asks, what type of rider are you? Is it the inside line or is it the outside?
It's a tough question, you know. It's kind of depends on the track. Maybe I would like to say an outside rider because I enjoy that the most, but it's not always I do that because it depends a bit on the track and the day form and stuff like that. But that's what I want to be, you know.
Okay, we know that you've raced with Kai, and you know, Kai, are you familiar with any of your other new teammates? Josh Pickering, Sam Masters, Willie Lawson, Richie, have you ridden with any of them before or against them? Do you know any of them?
I have ridden against them once. I think that was in Kingston that time, and of course the 70th anniversary meeting. He was there also, and I think I was on the same team as Richie on that night. He gave me some good advice, and he's a proper good guy. So, but apart from him, and of course Casey, you know, I know Casey. But apart from them, I don't know the two others. But I look forward to meeting.
Sorry, Liam, I'm just having a wee look here, and I'm looking at the meeting of the 70th anniversary, and it looks like I think pretty much all of the current Monarchs were there. Sam, Josh, Richie, Willie Lawson was there. I think other than Kai, who am I missing? James Sargent, sorry. Other than Kai and James Sargent, they were all there. So the good thing is, at least you've kind of been around these guys. When you finally get to Armadale, hopefully pretty soon, these people should all be fairly familiar with you and help you relax and enjoy your riding at Edinburgh.
Yeah, that of course a good thing that the other guys, they know the track, they know the circumstances around, so I'm sure they will give me good advice to get into it.
Sorry, Liam, I cut you off there a minute ago. Sorry.
I think we were on the same wavelength there, John.
Sorry. Is there any sponsors that you would like to thank or give a mention to, Lasse?
Yeah, you have Mickey Bjerk, who has helped me a lot to get into the UK and helped me, and I've also got Adret, who has kept me busy this winter and with something to do, and he has also helped me a lot with my bikes, and yeah, of course my family, they have also been really supportive to me and in this process by getting over to UK. So special mention to them also.
Right, Lasse, the fans are all looking forward to meeting you and seeing you on track, as are John and I. When you get here, we will no doubt invite you to come up to our tower to do an interview up there. Do you have any messages or any message for the fans that you'd like to pass on just now?
Yeah, you know, I can't wait to meet them all down at the tracks, and hopefully we can put on a good show and go on a good do a good year, and I really believe we can. So really hope everyone comes down to the Armadale to support us and gives the support we need.
Brilliant. We look forward to seeing you, John.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Lasse. I really look forward to seeing you in Monarchs colours. I look forward to seeing you at Armadale. Hopefully, as I say, sooner rather than later. We'll just follow the government guidelines, see what happens. But it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, you too. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to see you guys all when I come over. We should be a good time.
Brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, thank you as well. Always to Walk the Fork, and we'll be back on Tuesday night. I believe it's Newport from 2004, which should be a good look into the past there. And we'll be back hopefully next Sunday, and hopefully at 12 o'clock again, all being well, back to Sunday lunch. We'll see if we can get a hold of Richie Worrell or Willie Lawson between now and then. But thank you again. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.